Today in the program, the largest private medical research laboratory in Kazakhstan, participation in the International Research Network, the latest techniques and sophisticated research. All this is the success story of a simple woman. Modern medicine has reached unprecedented heights. Today we can successfully cure the diseases that were previously thought to be incurable and sometimes even not defined. And that medical research and diagnosis, which allows you to accurately determine the cause of diseases, makes a huge contribution to the success of today's medicine. The heroine of today's program had given her entire life to medical laboratory diagnostics, becoming one of the first to set up private medical laboratories in Kazakhstan. Starting from a small laboratory with only one profile research, today Rayhan Mamirova entered into a major international system of medical laboratories.
Это международная компания, которая представлена в 4 странах, более 800 медицинских офисов.
It is an international company presented in 4 countries, has more than 800 offices and 9 big technological ones. One of them is located in Kazakhstan. It was opened in 2014 in April. It holds the leading position on the laboratory service market. We always render quality medical service and keep developing a range of our services. Our motto at work is quality is in our blood, because clients choosing us pay attention not only to service, but first of all to quality. All steps of our work is a complicated process from analytics to having final results. At work we use high-tech equipment, systems of world producers. We conduct internal quality control, check adequacy and accuracy of all results, as well as recheck them when we participate in the external quality assessment. And all this is confirmed by world standards.
Мы также перепроверяем, когда мы участвуем в оценке, внешней оценке качества. И это все подтверждается международными стандартами.
The way to international recognition began many years ago when nobody even thought or expected that the private research lab could be possible. The young and promising researcher Rayhan Mamirova decided to make it possible.
15 лет тому назад нам пришлось организовать компанию, лабораторию.
15 years ago, we had to find a lab engaged with hemostasis. It is a blood clotting system. It began when we were given a big volume of scientific work. After finishing the work, we were not paid, but it was fair. In this regard, I had an idea to start my own business. I persuaded my research advisor to be my partner. So we found a little lab. It was only dealing with the blood clotting system. Then, according to demand, we broadened the range of services.
Потом есть потребности рынка, мы начали расширять спектр исследования.
With increasing the number of conducted tests, Rayhan had to learn much because each type of research is not only knowledge of the subject from the point of view of medicine, biochemistry, physiology, but also constantly improving research methods, approaches, and equipment.
Я обучение прошла в Москве. Там я видела большие централизованные лаборатории, я понимала.
I have trained in Moscow. I saw their centralized labs. I knew who needed such kind of analyzers with such a huge production. Our country also needed it. And from that moment, I had a dream to have those analyzers. Actually, it was my start. When I had learned the power of that laboratory and it was the future, I began to work seriously on getting it.
Мощь этой лаборатории и что за централизованной лабораторией стоит будущее, этим я начала заниматься серьезно.
The second difficulty after training became the purchase of equipment. In order to produce accurate research, expensive modern equipment is needed. Rayhan had to go a long way here too.
Первое время мы работали многоразовыми пробирками.
First we used non-disposable tubs, now we use only disposable vacuum ones. We prepared reagents, tested, and did calibration by ourselves. So when I look at top-level analyzers, I am just happy we have reached it.
Анализаторы высокого класса, я просто радуюсь, чего мы добились. Это у нас основная лаборатория. Здесь мы проводим.
This is our main lab. We do here biochemical researches. Biochemical researches are substrates, ferments, and electrolytes. Also, here we check hormones, thyroid and sex hormones. We make torch tests as well. Infections are divided into different hepatitis, and this machine is very sensitive.
Мы делаем здесь торч-инфекции. Инфекции делятся, да, на различные гепатиты. Аппарат очень чувствительный.
However, the research equipment cannot operate without personnel. The formation of the laboratory required highly qualified personnel that Raihan not only looked for, but also trained herself.
И в своей работе всегда принципиально для меня важно это были люди, потому что...
A very important thing at work is adequate people around you. If you want to be successful, you must have support of your closest people, your employees. I always hire people who want to achieve something and learn a lot.
И я всегда на работу там принимала людей, которые чего-то хотят достичь, там, в жизни хотят учиться и так далее.
A continual thirst for learning and knowledge that Raihan Mamidova appreciates in others is the quality of her own nature. She received an excellent education at the interface of chemistry and medicine, and therefore was able to gather around her really worthy professionals.
Школу я закончила отличием, да, медалью я закончила школу. Я хотела быть врачом, практическим врачом.
I finished school with excellent grades. I wanted to be a practicing doctor, but it so happened that I studied in KNU and became a chemist. But when I was at my senior course, my diploma work turned out to be medicine again. It was research about polymer that was produced in Kazakhstan with iodine. I researched its bacteriological features, and then I appeared in the Institute of Pediatrics as a junior research scientist. So by this way I joined medicine.
Как младший научный сотрудник, вот так я связалась с медициной.
Today, the laboratory led by Raihan Mamidova earned the trust of not only individual patients, but also entire medical institutions, and provides a range of specific services, allowing to see the dynamics of the patients and most accurately determine the development of diseases and to conduct clinical trials of drugs.
Есть такой проект, как личный кабинет, где хранится не только медицинская лабораторная.
There is such a project as a personal account which holds not only the medical laboratory data of the patient, you can also store their visual information. This is necessary for the diagnosis of ECG, ultrasound. Every patient can follow the test, monitor his services, he can trace all his results and the dynamics.
Также нами было, значит, произведен еще один рабочий.
Also, we have created another working tool for doctors, private doctor's office, where a registered doctor can get some information about the specific analysis. For example, by appointing some analysis, he can find the maximum result of this test, see what sort of changes can be. If a patient has high figures, the doctor can tell what to do, and using the result obtained using this program, he can recheck and re-put on medication. We are proud of it.
Референсы значения он может знать. И если уже получен результат, используя данную программу, он может дообследовать там, доназначить какие-то результаты. Мы этим вот тоже гордимся. Когда мы открывали гистологическую лабораторию,
When we opened our histological laboratory, we had not expected big success. We thought few people would come to a private laboratory since it was a place of serious specimens. It was a laboratory that made a diagnosis. Before, when one specimen was researched, it must be sorted for at least 50 years at archives. Our entire specialist team trained in Japan. Not long ago, one doctor said to me that we do the same job as a district hospital does. Besides private clinics, we have orders from state clinics. Also, we participate in tenders.
Помимо частных клиник, к нам сейчас начали обращаться государственные клиники. Мы сейчас участвуем в тендерах.
Taking into consideration the social importance of medical research, the laboratory of Raihan constantly conducts charitable medical actions, when people can have medical tests with very large discounts and socially vulnerable ones can have tests for free.
Так как мы лаборатория гемостаза, которой я вот занимаюсь, и думали, почему бы нет, если мы занимаемся тромбофилией.
Since our laboratory is about hemostat, so why not? If we engage with thrombophilia, why can we not engage with hemophilia? Accordingly, we put on some methods. I sent our personnel to train in Moscow. I myself participated in diagnosis of hemophilia of nasty forms. We were the first to introduce it in labs. When you see thankful eyes of a patient you could save, oh, it's enough for happiness. So why not? We don't have so many patients with such a disease, we must make it for charity. After that, all people who addressed us with that problem, actually was children, had free diagnosis. Then the number increased and the government took it under its responsibility. There is also a significant day like Anti-Diabetes Day. Annually in Russia and Kazakhstan, we check glucose of people who address us for 1 tenge. All people can check their level of glucose. Honored authority of Rayhan Mamirova led to the fact that she is now one of the experts who was attracted to work in the National House of Health, whose activities are focused on the development of the health sector in Kazakhstan.
Меня пригласили в члены президиума Палаты здравоохранения, так как человек очень активный, который постоянно...
I was invited to the membership of Presidium of Public Health Board since I am a very active person. I also want to introduce something, and I am not always satisfied with diagnosis standards or tests. So I was invited there, where many projects are discussed, including lab diagnosis.
Президиума Палаты здравоохранения, где обсуждается очень много проектов, в том числе касательно лабораторной диагностики.
All her spare time, Rayhan Mamirova spends with her family. Their favorite pastime is joint trips within Kazakhstan and abroad. In this communication, family harmony, she draws her energy for further victories in the professional sphere.
Для меня это в первую очередь семья. И даже на рабочем столе у меня это семейная фотография, которая...
The most important thing for me is my family. Even on my work desk, I have a photo of my family that always reminds me that everything I do, all difficulties I overcome for the sake of family. I love my work, but the family is the most loved. They also understand the complexities of my job, and they support me. When I come from work, I forget everything and try to spend all my time with the family. Every weekend or holidays, we go out. In my opinion, my marriage is very successful. I met my husband 19 to 20 years ago. We have 2 daughters. Aralim, she's 18, she's a student in KNU, and she chose biotechnology like me. My second daughter, Tokjan, studies in the 7th grade. She loves dancing and to sing. Recently, we have recorded her song. My elder daughter also loves music. She plays the dombra and the piano.
Учится 7 класс, поет. Недавно мы песенку записали. У меня и старшая дочь увлекается музыкой, она на домбре играет, на фортепиано.
Today, our heroine is promoting a new direction and is actively developing a network of research laboratories, which will be able to work on the franchise system and provide research services at the international level.
То, что мы сейчас представляем, есть еще один инструмент для бизнеса.
The thing we present now is also one more tool for business. It is a franchise. It is my leading direction. We have 2 franchise partners. In a whole, we have 38 to 40 private offices. And we plan to have 20 more franchises. Also, we are planning to increase the number of researchers. We have a project on sending biological materials to Germany. We have already signed contracts on genetic researches. We opened a histological laboratory. We were successful at once, and we didn't think that histological laboratories can make some more histological researches. Actually, I do what I love for my whole life as far back as I remember. Almost for 18 years, I have been engaged in lab work. I love it more and more. I know that people need us, and we are doing good.
Всего нравится, это, понимаете, это перспектива вот все больше и больше. И я понимаю, что в нас больше нуждаются люди, и мы приносим больше пользы.